Everybody, welcome to Soccer's Overtime, your weekly look inside the San Diego Sockers and the Major Arena Soccer League, coming to you tonight live from Three Punk Ales. We are on 3rd Street in Chula Vista. We're putting a little south in our mouth. We are just a minor threat. The San Diego Sockers Three Punk Ales, our 3rd year together, our 3rd live podcast here inside the tasting room on 3rd Avenue. This one is special because we are one win away. The San Diego Sockers getting ready to play on Sunday in the grand final of the MASL, looking to win back-to-back championships. It's episode 26, season 4 of Soccer's Overtime. Craig Elston right here with Jerry Jimenez.
What's happening?
May the 4th be with you. We're wearing our Mando Baby Yoda kits. We are hanging out in front of this incredible artwork here, new since the last time we were here, Jerry.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. So shout out to Chicle, the artist. There's a couple of murals that are here. It's so good to be back here at Three Punks, by the way. You mentioned 3rd year that we are, a part of our family, and could it be the 2nd time they give us good luck, and now we're on our way to another championship, sir?
Hey,
deja vu. A little bit of deja vu.
I got wood right here to knock on. We're knocking on wood. It's okay, though. We say a special hello to everybody who is watching us right now live on Twitch. On tonight's show, the Sockers pull out a 6-3 win in Game 1 of the Ron Newman Cup Finals in Florida. Assistant coach Rene Ortiz will be right here en casa. Coming up, our live special guest at 5:30. We're going to get the coach's perspective on what happened in Game 1 and getting ready for what is the deciding leg. Game 2, the grand final. We're going to set the stage for a championship Sunday in San Diego. It's a simple menu today. Talk about the first half of winning a championship. Get ready for the second half of trying to win an MASL championship. Special thanks, of course, to everybody who is joining us live right now and is in the chat. We'll be interacting with you, pulling up some of your comments. Little bit different situation being live on location. The sun is setting behind us, but thanks to the incredible hostesses and hosts here at Three Punks, we've managed to draw the shades, create a very successful situation for us. Also, want to say hello to everybody who is watching us a little bit later, checking us out on our YouTube replay, on our YouTube channel at San Diego Sockers. And listen, we mentioned you last, but you're first in our hearts. Our radio listeners, our podcast subscribers, those of you who've subscribed to us on Apple Podcasts or on Google Play, wherever you find this show, we say thank you for making us part of your content enjoyment over the course of a week. All right, we are ready to go. Season 4, episode 26, Soccer's Overtime, your Ron Newman Cup Finals pep rally. We've got some fans trickling in. We've already got, as we mentioned, we got Rene Ortiz coming up. We've got Jerry setting up highlights, getting things ready.
I'm doing that right now. I got caught up in my Three Punks beer. All right, I'm sorry about that.
I understand. Well, listen, getting caught up in your Three Punks beer is the whole point of coming down.
That's right.
To the Three Punk Ales tasting room. And again, we're here on 3rd Avenue. Follow them on Twitter at 3 Punk Ales. Follow them on Instagram at 3 Punk Ales. And that's the number 3, the word punk. And the word ales, A-L-E-S. Bobby Cressy's The Sounds of the South Bay drifting out. We got a full playthrough here.
Oh, I always do
Soccer's Overtime.
I always do it, except for you can't hear it because it's like under you, But everybody, welcome in. This is always a learning experience for me. This is the first year. I feel like next year, with that championship, all that money coming into the team, we'll be able to put some back into the podcast. Right, Sean? All right. No, I'm just joking.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
San Diego Sockers. And before we get into the highlights, and I know that you've been working on queuing that up.
Yeah.
I've got the behind the scenes talk for you, right?
Okay.
Because first time in 3 years that I traveled. First time since COVID that I got on a plane.
Okay.
And that was bright and early Saturday morning when the Sockers departed from Lindbergh Field for what would wind up being a torturous day of travel. And I'm going to tell this story, because the Sockers won. So no one can accuse anybody of whining or complaining or excuse making. This is not, I'm just giving you a factual report. but also because I think it illustrates over the course of the story how the Sockers are a different franchise than many franchises, than most of the, if not all of the franchises in the MASL and many of the franchises in professional sports. Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't get to travel like a Major League Baseball team or an NFL team, right? We don't have a charter flight that we can, go through the private runway at Lindbergh Field and fly nonstop to Tampa Bay, Florida. That's not how it works. The Sockers boarded an economy United flight at 6:15 in the morning on Saturday to fly to San Francisco, which is not in the direction of Florida. I learned. I was today years old when I learned that. San Francisco, the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. No, but they did. We flew to San Francisco. That was uneventful. All right, get off the plane in San Francisco. Everyone's exhausted because you had to get up at 3:30 in the morning. The team bus left from Vista at 4 in the morning.
Oh, geez.
I got to the airport at I think 4:30 in the morning to get on a 6:15 flight. Right,
it's terrible.
So we get to San Francisco, about a 2-hour layover in San Francisco to get on a flight to Tampa. And it's about a 5-hour flight from San Francisco to Tampa, Florida. Not terrible, right? On the heels of a second flight, you're going to be a little leg where, all of those compressed chambers, it messes up the athletes who have a slightly swollen ankle or have some nicks and bruises. It always messes them up.
Do you think that it's because if you go up high enough to San Francisco in this situation, the airplane can just go directly past and not get into the airspace of the country known as Texas?
That's it.
Is that part of it, maybe?
Well, we were already going to a foreign country in Florida. So,
well, I know.
You have to avoid the Texas airspace or else you could.
Such a weird thing.
You could have the gunships, but that's a different story. So not a big deal. The flight to Tampa, pretty crowded flight and we're flying economy, but who cares, right? It's fine. United is fine. And we land, it's 6:00 local time, right? Okay. We land in Tampa and it is pouring and thundering and storming and lightning is falling.
What's all that? I don't know anything about that.
It happens in Florida apparently 6 times a day. But that's just, again, it's a different place, man.
Florida fans right now listening are like, you jerks.
I know, I get it.
It's okay.
Don't worry. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. So we land and we land and we stop. And that's just kind of different, right? Like we land, okay, we've landed, everyone's starting to get their stuff out, everyone's turning their phones on, all of that, right? And then the plane just stops. And then like a minute later, the captain pops up on the intercom and says, hey, listen, there's a lightning storm going on. And with local safety rules, there's been, X number of lightning strikes within a minute or within whatever period of time it is that forces all of the workers, all of the people who are out on the tarmac, helping planes, load and unload. They have to get off of the floor. They have to go inside. So we cannot come to the gate. We just got to hang out. And so we hung out.
I mean, did you get at least some snacks or something?
No snacks. They had already finished all of their beverage service. That was an immediately, not from our players. I heard it from somebody else. Like, hey, shouldn't we get the beer service going? Because, right? No, that didn't happen. Instead, it was, hey, we'll have an update for you in 30 to 40 minutes. And then 10 minutes later, he gets back on the PA and he's like, hey, things have calmed down. They think they're about to let some planes in and we're going to be pretty high up the list. We're like, yes.
Awesome.
5 minutes later. Yeah, no, there was just another lightning strike. So
no.
That blows the window. So everybody's back inside. So long story short, it was a little less than 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Sitting on the plane after having gone 5 hours sitting on the plane. I was sitting next to this guy named Rene Ortiz. He's a nice guy.
Worst.
We'll talk to him in a minute. You just stay there. You can hear the story. And so we're just hanging out there. And, everyone's sore. Everyone's cramping up. Everyone's been stuck in these chairs forever and a day. We finally get to the gate, right? But there's like 40 or 50 planes that have landed at Tampa's International Airport that have all been stuck on the tarmac and are all waiting to get to the gates.
Yeah.
So now every gate is filled with a new plane with another plane behind it, right? So all of a sudden you go from everyone is stuck in the tarmac to everyone's in the terminal at once.
Jeez.
So
that's
now
fun.
it's like, go get your bags. There's 1 billion people. Hey, you want to go get a rental car? Everyone needs a rental car. So bottom line, we landed at 6 and we left Tampa's airport at 9:30, which is 12:30 a.m. the next day, San Diego time, when we left at 6 a.m. San Diego time. That's when we left the airport. Okay. And Tampa is not Lakeland. Lakeland is a place in between Tampa and other interesting places. That's where they put Lakeland, is in between.
That's terrible.
So, okay, this, oh no, crying emoji, right?
No.
Here's now, let's turn this around. Let's flip this. Let's do a 180. Let's flip it. Flip it and reverse it. This is where the Sockers are a different team. Many other teams would have come in to game 1 of the finals, lost, and cried about travel, officials, whatever, right?
Of course.
Losers make excuses. What the Sockers did as a team, they didn't drive once they finally got those rental cars from the airport to their hotel in Lakeland.
Okay.
They drove from the airport to Topgolf Tampa.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Where the entire team would then, they had 3 bays rented out and a taco bar waiting when you arrive.
Sorry, you had me at
okay,
tacos.
like for the coaches, buckets of beverages waiting, for the players, water and lemonade waiting. All right. And for 90 minutes, almost 2 hours, a chance to go and laugh and unwind and eat and hit the ball and have fun and goof off. And everybody leaves with a smile and everyone leaves with a full belly. And if you're a coach, you can have a couple of beers, and relax. And just everyone's taking pictures of, the guys who don't know how to play the golf and they're trying to hit the ball. It's just a blast. And yeah, the Sockers wind up getting into the hotel like at midnight 30, right? But at the end of the night, everybody's laughing at Jackass Radio Man's bad slice that keeps hitting the right wall, and or Childs hitting home runs left and right, or Escoto like finding a swing out of nowhere, or Serta, who the last time he was there like threw his club and finally being able to like hit the ball a little bit, right? So like all of that stuff is the memory that you have going to bed of a good time and fun and tacos and beer and golf swings and just like celebration, and camaraderie, as opposed to, oh God, United, oh Tampa, thunderstorms,
6 hours of this,
2 hours on the tarmac, 2 hours in the baggage claim. God, we're miserable. We're woe-begotten. Luck must be against us. The world's against us. Everyone's against us. Like team bonding, and it took a black card being put down for that, right? But team bonding changes everything.
Yeah, and there may or may not be a video of Craig Elston at Top Golf.
I'm sure there isn't.
Oh, I
can't imagine there would be.
I
thought I had paid enough money to the appropriate people that there would not be.
I'm not sure, but unfortunately, there just wasn't enough time to bring it onto the show today. So
thank God for remote locations.
We will leave that for another day.
So mostly, I just want to tell you, because I'm an honest reporter, mostly what I did at Top Golf is I took an honest swing and the ball would go like this. Start straight and go to the right, okay? And I've got a slice built into my swing. Then our man Tony, who's helping us build the arena, more on the arena in a couple of weeks, he's there because he's a Florida native. And hey, Tony, fix Craig's swing. Watch. And I'm like, please, watch my swing, right? He watches my swing. I slice another one. And he's like, you got to do this with your hands. Pull your hands, do something, pull your hands in, right? And I take my next swing, I try and do what he says, and I completely miss. And I'd only had a couple Coors Lights. I was not drunk or anything, all right? But I completely missed. And everyone's laughing, and surely that's the video you got. And then the next swing was 170 down the middle Let me tell you, 170 down the middle. So it was
Is
a
there
good
proof
tip
of
from
that,
Tony. No, of course they didn't shoot that.
Of course not.
They had their laugh already.
The world is so cruel.
It's a
sometimes.
cruel and unforgiving world for me. Believe me, I know this. I live my life every day. But that's a different story. That's Elston Overtime.
But we all want to know,
the
Craig.
podcast no one subscribes to.
Elston Overtime. Right now, available in your imagination.
Exactly.
The question we all want to know is, were the Sockers at any point in time during waiting, in the flight, did they start just like warm-ups in the middle, like just going back and forth in the airplane? Because that's what I pictured them doing, just like getting antsy.
Giles
Like, nope,
picking out headers.
just picking out headers. Just be like, hey, you, lady with the, lady with the wings on your
Yes.
shirt.
Stewardess number 3, quick
Stewardess
restart.
number 3.
Head up, quick restart.
Let's go.
I'm getting pummeled by the sun. I'm not sweating because I'm nervous. I just want to let you know that.
No, that's awesome though. And we see it in the comments. We could all learn from our Sockers. That's Susan saying that. That what a cool experience for them. And again, rather than, okay, this was terrible, and then we don't like this. Let's make up for it. And kudos to, I'm sure, Phil Savaggio and the rest of the staff for doing it.
Now I'll give you another little bit. And then we'll get into the highlights, and then we'll get into Rene. Rene's having a nice convo with some of our patrons that are here right now. Paul Savage is the MVP of the Sockers. I've said that how many times on Sockers Overtime? 12 times, right?
Yep.
50 times. I don't know how many times.
Because it's true.
But athletic trainer Paul Savage is the MVP of the Sockers. And if you are around the Sockers on a road trip, you understand why Paul Savage is the MVP of the Sockers. Because if the Sockers get in to their hotel at 12:30, what that means is the Sockers get into their hotel at 12:30. Paul gets everyone their room keys. We get all of Paul's equipment up to Paul's room, which becomes Grand Central Station from that moment until the moment the Sockers leave the hotel, whatever that might be. The door's always going to be open, at least propped open. And it's 6 a.m, 3 a.m, it's going to be propped open, and it's going to be a constant hub of activity. Then once Paul gets all of his equipment settled, he gets his equipment out, and he starts going room to room to room to all of the players who require treatment after having flown and traveled all day. Okay? When he's done with that, he's getting all of the apparel ready for the next day's walkthrough.
Jeez.
And if there's a laundry to be done, he's doing the laundry. And he's usually going to bed, if he got on at 12:30, he's usually going to bed around 5:30 to get up at like 6:30 to keep going.
Jeez, Paul, really?
I'm not kidding.
You're the man, dude.
He goes like this
That's
nonstop.
amazing.
And that's why whenever I'm on a road trip with him and he's just like, hey, I need you to do this, I'm like, yes, whatever you need me to do, I'm going to hop to it, because he's going 24 hours a day.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, how do you do Kickstart, apparently, is how you do that.
Mountain Dew Kickstart?
Not a sponsor of Sockers Overtime. A sponsor of Savage Overtime, for sure.
Oh, well. Paul Savage Overtime.
Yeah, Savage Overtime is a everyday occurrence.
We might have to make that a social media thing for next year. Just follow Paul Savage around with the camera. And see all the tricks he plays on people.
Dude.
With his 1 hour of sleep. Now I understand him.
Yeah.
now I get
you understand that sense of humor.
Jeez, Paul.
1 hour of sleep. Okay, so.
MVP.
Here, I'll lean into the next one. So the Tropics had told us that they'd let us know if we could have a walkthrough the morning of the game.
Oh.
Okay. So.
We'll let you know.
Shockingly, they never let us know. This may not come as a surprise to you, but they did not let us know. However, Paul and I, on Paul's behest, he just says, come with me. And I said, yes. What do you need? Yes. We went to the arena and we went there before our walkthrough time. We got let in. We called the security. We got let in. We're like, hey, we need to set up the locker room. Right. They unlocked the locker room, and which was the locker room of the Lakeland Magic G League team.
Okay.
And we set up the locker room, and we got out there and saw the turf and got our first look at the turf, which would turn out to be a big story, right? And told the team, okay, come on over, 11 a.m. We got the door open. And so we got to have a walkthrough. And he and I set up, mostly him, but, we worked together, set up the locker room. And had the walkthrough and came back to the hotel and was like, okay, got some lunch, got to the hotel room. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat my lunch, sit down, start to eat my lunch, get a call from Paul. He's in his car. He's like, come down to the lobby, I need you. We got to go back to the arena. What he tells me. Turns out they didn't want us to use the Lakeland Magic locker room.
Oh,
so
wait, was that the one that the Tropics were going to use?
No, they've got theirs on the other side.
Okay.
And there's 2 locker rooms that are both next to each other, and they're both unused. But they didn't want us to use X. They wanted us to use Y.
Oh,
and there wasn't direction on that, but X was opened. We went into X. Then it was like, hey, no, sorry, you can't be there.
We need you at Y.
Little Boston Garden action, right? It's all good. So instead of having a little downtime, Paul and I went to the arena.
So you set up twice
during the players'
is where
downtime,
you're taking this
right? And set everything up twice.
Jeez,
A little bit of shenanigans to a lesser room, for sure. A lesser room.
I like this. I like this behind the scenes. Okay,
and it's like, okay, I get it. I was just watching Winning Time on HBO. I get the Boston Garden shenanigans. Like, are the showers going to run cold after 5 seconds? Is that the next thing? Is there a little gremlin in the corner going, you're going to lose? What's
stink bombs being thrown in just accidentally. Something popped and broke. And
so
the fire sprinklers go off.
So with all of that, that's the backdrop. Again, this team's built different. We've said it all year. A differently built team would have been already in a bad mood because of travel, horrible travel that led to nothing, right? That just led to a quick trip to a cold room. And then again upset the locker room got moved, or maybe they didn't get to the arena early, forced the issue like an MVP like Paul Savage does, so they don't even get a walkthrough to begin with. And then they wind up losing a game, and all they're talking about is all the complaints they had and all of the grievances they had. And instead, our team just goes like, you know what? Let's pick it up. Hey, guys, you go do your thing. You're good. We'll come over here, the staff. We'll take care of this issue. We'll settle it. You don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
Just go into this door instead of that door. We're good. Everything is set up. And as a result, we play the game we play. On the MASL Newman Fund, Sockers and the Florida Tropics. Let's roll the highlights.
Oh, this is going to take a little while. Why you got to be like that? Like, put me on. No.
What?
All right, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Let's roll the top. Let's roll the highlights. So, pretty good crowd. And I want to say as well, good supporter energy.
Yeah,
for the Florida Tropics.
I noticed the supporters were actually, there was a good group of people there, which is always an awesome thing.
Yeah. And, I'd like to feel like we're George Washington, father of the country for MASL supporter efforts.
Oh, I'm sure.
I know that, though, I'll say, having said that, I don't want to take credit for the Tropics have an outdoor team, and they've had some people who have done that in the past.
Yeah.
So Tropics score right away. Minute 3 in, a mistake by Boris, which he talked about. And again, it was really an adjustment to the turf and to the width of the field. Florida's a slightly narrower field. We're not making excuses, but he kicks the ball out of bounds. Pereira's nice double run through, something they talked about in training, still winds up being cashed in. Pereira's makes it 1-0 for Florida. But the story all season, right, has been the Sockers' ability to answer and not to let negativity fester and spiral.
Yes.
And I think we really saw that with San Diego answering back very quickly. And while Brandon Escoto got chopped down on what absolutely could have been a blue card foul, the Sockers wind up getting the ball to Tavoy Morgan, utilizing a set piece, corner kick, getting smart, doing the right thing. And that's what allows them to get to that 1-1 score. Rainer House makes a great save right before that leads to the corner kick. House, I thought, actually played really well in this game for the most part, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, Florida came in, just buzzing. They obviously knew that they had to get the first goal. I think that was something that everybody had been talking about. But yeah, Hauser was fantastic. There was a couple of players there as well. I mean, we can talk about Regates always, and we always do whenever we talk about Florida. But man, like what a good start for them, right? However, again, we build different. And that's one of the things that even after being chopped down, and I think maybe on private conversations we talked about this, like they may come in pretty strong, and they're that type of team that's going to come in very physical. And we saw it right away, and I got, oh gosh, because you're the one that was telling me this, and I said immediately in my head at Calafino Lounge, oh no, I think Craig was right. They're going to come in very physical, just going to try to chop us down and, just beat us up.
But there's the goal, and it's Tavoy outworking the defense. Quite honestly, it's the defense watching Charlie Gonzalez and Tavoy making the move before the defense reacts. It was a very NFL type of play in terms of almost a running back or a wide receiver in motion.
Yeah,
and just Charlie spotting him point blank, slam dunk, 1-1.
Yeah, and it may be dragging just a little bit, but that's okay because actually it helps you see, the beauty of that goal. But it's funny because you see Cesar there also just kind of talking to the ref, like, hey, like what's going on? I think he was kind of mentioning about just all the fouls that had happened right before, but it just seemed like this game, and maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later, but it just seemed like this game, the refs came in with a plan and they knew that it was going to have to take something very bad for a blue card to come out.
That is right.
Because no blue cards came out, Craig.
Yeah, no blue cards no yellow cards, no red cards, no any cards. Christmas cards. No, I didn't even send Ryan Sikic a Christmas card.
The first quarter, though, felt like it could have had 2 or 3 to me. I mean, I don't know. And again, we're not complaining. This is, we respect everybody in the league. And at some points, you maybe feel like you might be complaining or sound like we're complaining, but that's not the case. This was just one of those situations where, I mean, Tropics came in hot, man. Tropics came in really hot.
Well, and then you see Tavoy Morgan making it 2-1 with just a classic Julie V style target forward goal. Establish position, get deep, find your spot, get the ball, turn and shoot, roof the ball through, find that 1v1 and utilize it to your benefit. And that's what we saw in order to get to that 2-1 score, which is a score that would wind up holding all the way through the fourth quarter. And I just want to go back to your referee's point.
Crazy, though.
Right?
2-1 all the way to the fourth quarter.
Thanks to the posts and the crossbar.
I, at some point, tweeted out, somebody put a jersey on that post.
Right.
Just so you know.
So I do want to make a point, though, because Ryan Sikic and Josh Wilkins, I thought, did an excellent job officiating this game.
Yes.
Because they did set a tone and stay with it. They called the fouls that were fouls, but if it wasn't basically blood, it wasn't a blue card.
Yeah.
If it wasn't an obvious goal impeding opportunity, it wasn't going to be a blue card. And for example, I'll give you in the third quarter, there's a play, and I think the great Eddie Trujillo put it in this highlight run, where Mitchell Cardenas knocks down, I think it was Carvalho, in the corner. The ball's coming into the attacking left corner. And Mitchell, and I could see it because, as you know, my position was right next to the bench. I was essentially on the bench for the game.
Showing with Tavoy Morgan. Stop showing.
Me and Tavoy hanging out. I did take that selfie. I'll admit to taking that selfie. So Mitchell, 2 hands to the small of the back of Carvalho, blows him out of the play, just smashes him.
Yeah.
There's no whistle. He gets the ball. He feeds Brandon, and Brandon's out on a 2v1. And Brandon gets pulled down, almost horse-collared, grabbed from the collar from behind and brought down, and they whistle the foul and the direct kick. And Childs was on the bench going crazy, going, that's a blue card. That's a tactical foul.
Yeah.
And, I'm in a position I shouldn't be in, right? And I'm like, well, there was that one in the corner, And he's like, yeah, but it's different. That's a foul in the corner. This is a tactical foul that stops a play. But my point, though, is that's the tone, right? If you're going to let the chop down in the first quarter be a common foul, then you need to let the shove and the horse collar be common fouls or no calls.
Yeah.
You can't go like, this is a no call in the first quarter. This is a blue card in the fourth quarter. That's bad officiating. Creating a consistent, calm tone that, yes, has players chirping, right? Maybe the fans booing, but it doesn't have the officials listening and reacting.
Yeah.
That's huge. I think that's what separated, and I thought that's why it was a great officiating job by Ryan Sikic and Josh Wilkins on Monday night.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that that was the case. I feel like, it was very fair on both sides, right? I mean, you could have argued either way, and you'll see it online, and I've been seeing it. And please, Florida fans and soccer fans, all right, the officials are not on our side. Stop with that. Go back and watch the game. I almost cussed. Go back and watch the game because it's not the case. Like they gave it to both sides. They were very specific about what they were doing, how they were doing it, and why they were going to call a call. And they just did a fantastic job. And they were fair.
Yeah.
Fair for both sides.
And on one of those plays, one of our players said to the ref, come on, that's, basically, come on, that's a blue, right? And the answer was, quoting directly, not tonight.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
And so, like,
there you go.
That's my point. Make a tone, set tone, stick with tone. That's how you officiate a finals game.
Yes.
It's not wear rabbit ears, wear headphones, listen to everybody, get upset, get offended, have your finger on your card, ready to yank, like, happy trigger finger, No, that's the way to lose a game, because then everyone's complaining, everyone's thinking about the officiating. I never want to see that. What we saw, I thought, was a well-officiated game.
Absolutely. And then Florida comes back and scores the second goal and ties it up.
There it is. Zach Reggett.
Beautiful goal, too, by the way. I mean, like, he just scores great goals. You cannot hate on that. You cannot.
No, you cannot. In fact, Zach Reggett, one of the players I voted for on second team All-League, and I think absolutely deserved it. And I've told you before, if the game is close, he will score in the fourth quarter.
I bet you Pardo wishes he could have that one back, though, man.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful shot, though.
Well, 2 goals for the left footer that found open marking on the right side. Yep. We could talk to Rene Ortiz about that later, but you put Reggett to the left, he's going to have a harder time scoring. You give Reggett his left foot on the right side, and he potted 2 beautiful goals, right? 2 rising shots, both from dangerous scoring areas, neither one that necessarily Pardo could stop. And all of a sudden, it's 3-2 Florida. I will tell you, the crowd was loud at this point. The crowd got over 2,000 by the end of the game. It was loud. It was rocking. And you have, like, for 5 seconds, are the Sockers in trouble? Nope, because Florida overcommits on offense. It leads to 1 kick out and a 2v1. And it's Charlie Spotton, El Capitan, who told me after the game, all I was trying to do was aim low. He knew it was a bouncing ball. He didn't want to clear the frame. He shoots low and he scores.
He saw Escoto and he said, I'm going to aim low. That's messed up.
No, on this play.
On behalf of all brown short people, I would like to say that's mean.
No, this one. This one.
Oh, okay, that one. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm sorry.
He just didn't want to misframe.
I get defensive.
Here is where.
I'm sorry, I get defensive about
look
short
for
jokes.
Escoto.
That's what happens.
Find him. You have to look really hard because he's short.
Oh, there.
And then there it is.
Jeez. All right, fine, whatever.
4-3 San Diego. 2 goals in, hang on, I've got the official score sheet here, in 55 seconds.
Wow.
Sockers are down 3-2. Sockers are up 4-3. 55 seconds is what it took.
Great goal.
And we have seen Craig Childs, the master of the set piece, know where to slow it down, where to use a ball fake, a head fake, a player making a false run into the zone, or where he spots the open man and just triggers. Yeah. And that's what he did for, essentially a header tap-in for Brandon Escoto.
Yeah. Childs is Childs. We're going to have to call him Craig Clutch because he comes in whenever he is needed, he is there.
Yep. That's exactly right. And whenever the opponent puts the 6th attacker on the floor in this season, game's over for the San Diego Sockers.
Yeah.
Because the TJ counter is in full effect.
Good luck with that.
Christian Gutierrez to Cesar Serra. Okay, we get a little Saltillo action in there. We get a little Rancho Seco in there at the end. But Cesar makes it 5-3. And seconds later, Guerrero Pino, mom not even in the stands.
What? Imagine if she was. But okay, here we are.
Battling. But again, it starts with Gutierrez. It always starts with Gutierrez. The guy who disrupts things, who's at the top of the house there, who is the point of the spear defensively for San Diego. He gets the disruption. He gets the turnover. Pino, no assist for Christian because Pino needs extra effort to get the goal. But Pino gets the goal. At which point, Jerry, there it is. What, a minute 4 left on the clock.
Left. It's over.
MVP Paul Savage comes to me, and he gives me the greatest command I've ever received in my professional life at a sporting event, and particularly as the member of a team in team sports. Paul runs over to me.
Hold on. The greatest?
The greatest. I've never had somebody command me to do something.
How long have you been in sports, Craig?
Since, 1995.
Okay, this. All
right.
right, everybody ready? Here we go. What did he say to
The
you?
team is celebrating. Pino's putting up the heart sign on the floor, and Paul runs from the far side of the bench to the near side to get to me, and he says, the beer is in the bag on the far side of the locker room. There's an empty cooler on the right side. The ice machine is in the back right corner. Go put the beer on ice.
Let's go! I love that.
Which is why if you go to our
God.
Instagram story, everything is in chronological order until the empty net goals on 5-3 and 6-3. Because I was posting 5-3 as 6-3 happened, and then Paul says, go put the beer on ice. And I am like,
that is hilarious.
I'm not going to curse on this podcast, but I am going to go put the beer on ice. All right. So I run into the locker room.
Is that why the social media, the story was all kind of like off whack?
That's what I'm saying. That's why you've got all of this like final score stuff. And then 10 frames later, you've got Serta 5-3, Pino 6-3.
Sir, as a social media manager, I'm going to have to write you up.
Yeah, I understand. However, it's because I fulfilled MVP Paul Savage's greatest command in sports. Go put the beer on ice. It's kind of like being like, if you were the Celtics equipment manager, like, go get Red Auerbach his cigar. Like Red would like a cigar now. Like that's how I felt by going to put the beer on ice. I
wouldn't have expected anything other from you, sir. So that's fantastic.
And the Sockers win it. The Sockers win it 6-3. Boris Pardo, 8 saves on 11 shots. Charlie Gonzalez, 3 assists. He assists on 1-1, 2-1, and 3-3. So incredible, man of the match. And when the chips are down, Craig Childs scores. Craig Childs assists on the game winner.
Fantastic, man. I think it was just such a, especially after hearing that story of everything that we had to, kind of get over or not complain about and just get it done. They did in such a way that is amazing, and it adds so much more. So I'm glad you are here to share that. I'm glad you went. I wish I could have been there, but also I was holding it down at Calafino. And let me tell you,
did.
For those of us that were here, and Mauricio who's here, and Eddie who's here, they were at Calafino with us, and what a fantastic time we had. It was just buzzing. It was fantastic. And if you haven't gone to one of those, just come on Sunday, because it's going to be a bigger party.
Sunday?
No, to the arena.
Oh, to the arena. Yeah. To the arena. Come Sunday to the arena.
Of course.
The arena.
No,
that's
make
what we
it loud.
meant. Pachanga Arena. That's what we meant.
Please come and make
That's
some noise.
the only
on
place
Sunday.
where there will be a party on Sunday.
Come hang out on Sunday at the arena. It's going to be
Pachanga Arena.
We're going to celebrate like crazy.
All right. As long as we win. Win a game
Knock
still.
on wood.
The game title is one. Like we already won.
Wait, no. Yeah,
that's not the title of this podcast.
That's absolutely right. Right. But we also said on this podcast that we're going to stay positive.
Yes.
And we're going to get it done.
That's a good point.
So here we are.
All right.
With the win coming to San Diego now, we got to do it.
It is
one more
10 minutes past the bottom of the hour. However, we told you some stories, and our coach is here, and he was talking to Rene and to Eddie and Marlisha, and so I thought, okay. So we thank him for his patience. We just used, but I'd like to welcome in our special guest now. He is the assistant coach of the San Diego Sockers. He's the head coach of San Diego Sockers too. He's already won a championship this year. He's looking to win a double. He's got a mic. He's got a beer. He's got a dream. We've got a seat for you right in frame.
Hey, there he is.
We were sitting next to each other on a plane for far too long. Rene Ortiz.
How are you? Thank you for having me. Hey guys, how's it going?
It is great to have you, my
awesome.
friend.
Thank you.
Oh, this is cozy. I like this. This is cozy.
That's our camera, by the way, right there, that thing in the middle of the ring. So say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Senor, I hear that we're in your hood today.
Yes, but I'm on the other side of Chula Vista. But yes, I actually teach not too far from here, Hilltop High School.
Okay,
So only a
awesome,
few miles away. Yeah.
nice.
So yeah,
Well,
thank you
we're glad to be here with
for
you,
having
hanging
me.
out in your
Thank
place.
you. Thank you.
We like it around
Thank
here. It's
you.
nice in Chula Vista.
Great place.
Yeah.
So, all right, we just told the story to the listeners of the road trip. We told the story of the game. What are your thoughts looking back at the road trip that was?
Well, obviously, it was very challenging for us to go to Florida. Obviously, it's a long trip, 3 hours difference. We had to adjust to the climate, to the obviously the field, new carpet. Um, we need to adjust our lineup. No Leo again.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of stuff that was going as a when you plan a game. We knew it was going to be a completely different game than the first time we played here in San Diego.
Yeah.
Obviously, now championship game, the atmosphere is very different, very unique. You don't have that until you actually play it. So we knew that they were going to come out hard. They were going to come out strong. We knew that were going to be for them. Obviously, the first opportunity to play a championship game. So we need to take that excitement away from them, and hopefully control the first quarter, and slowly start control the game. So that was the game plan.
Well, we didn't do a great job of controlling, I would say, the first quarter because they came in hot, right? But when we came back, able to bring it to one. I mean, the defense had a lot to do with this too. I think on both sides, right? What do you think about? I would say actually both team defenses because this was such a low scoring goal or a game that we're not used to seeing the soccer be a part of unless we're facing a very good team. So what are your thoughts on defense, both on our side and also on Florida's side?
Well, we know that defense win championships, right? So we knew that we need to keep it on the low scoring game. Every time we soccer uh, play very disciplined defense, we'll have a chance to win the game. If improving against Milwaukee, uh, against Chihuahua at home, and there was gonna be no exception against Florida. So in the first goal, I think after we scored the first goal, we controlled the game. If you look at the highlight, we had like 3 or 4 chances. We couldn't capitalize.
Yeah.
We managed to tie the game, and then so we will know that defensively, if we stay focused on things that we do well, we'll have a chance to obviously get a W in Florida.
In baseball, Rene, there are many times where you will see different teams grow the grass of their infield to be thicker and higher because they want to slow the ball down. That was something that was famously done at Wrigley Field for decades. Or if you had a really fast team, maybe you'd cut the grass a little shorter and tighter so that if the ball hits in the gap, it's going to zip right through to the wall. And you don't really hear about that in indoor soccer. But Florida laid down a new turf prior to the semifinal, and they played their second playoff game on it in game one of the finals. And we had, thankfully, that opportunity to walk through in the morning, Rene, on Monday morning and test it out. But how do you think that kind of plushy, luscious turf that was slowing the ball down affected the overall cadence of the game?
Absolutely, I think it affected a lot because that's planning, right? As a coach, you want to plan all the variables that are in control. So stepping on the field on a new turf, trying out, have the players, practice in the morning and having feel for it. That will give us an idea, the type of field or surface we're going to play on the later on today. So obviously that helped us a lot, and that was part of the plan to try it out. We know it's a new carpet, but we didn't know how it's going to fit. Sometimes you see there's a lot of there's a lot of arenas that there's a lot of loose carpet, and the bounce is different. Right? The passing need to be different. So we knew it. We need to pay extra attention on the pace on the pass, the control. Yeah. We knew the ball's going to bounce when the ball is approaching. As the ball's approaching the player, it was going to bounce. So we need to be more careful than we used to. So that helped the morning. Try that. So I think the guys adjusted. And even if you look at the game, if you look at detail, there was a couple times that the ball was not controlled as well.
Yeah.
Right. And and you can blame the carpet and the lack of knowledge, obviously the lack of us knowing the carpet, or the lack of time you have to adjust to the carpet. So, but I think the guys overall did pretty good. We came in, we knew it was going to be difficult. We knew it was going to be hard. we needed to get the W, and that's what the team did. So we're very happy.
Yeah, we were at Califino and we were talking about specifically that. And actually, Easy Money, who just made his way in, I saw him walk in right
Yes,
now
he
at Three
did.
Punks.
Thank you
we
for
were
the freshen up.
Yeah, we were talking about. I told him, I was like, look at how the ball is bouncing. One way it looks smooth, but the other way it's bouncing kind of hard. And there was a pass specifically after I said that, where the ball just kind of it was passed over and it just landed and didn't move. It just went bonk and stayed there. And I was like, dude, look at that's
Right.
what I'm talking about. So it's those things that affect the way that you play, but you have to adjust. And man, we had to adjust really, really quickly.
And keep in mind, it's a new ball compared to one that we played.
Yeah,
Right,
that too.
So it was another thing. Like the old ball, it was heavier ball,
Yeah,
didn't bounce as much.
yeah,
This one, we'll still start to get used to it. With a new carpet, you add the new carpet factor. So there was a couple
Jeez.
new things that you have to like quickly adapt.
yeah.
And
Oh man.
by any means, I told the players, we don't want to hear any excuses about the carpet, or the ball, or whatever. We gotta adjust, and we gotta do it quickly, and we gotta go there and do our best.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, one of the things that we talked about, and I hope you were listening, but I want to hear, and actually, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on this officiating. Right? I mean, how do you feel this game went as far as the officiating? Because we thought it was pretty fair on both sides. They had a plan of attack. They were gonna officiate it a certain way, and they did that. But how do you feel on the coaching side of things? Without getting yourself in trouble. I see your face now. Maybe this isn't a good question, Chris.
Let me
It's always
start
a good
by-
question.
let me start by saying this.
Based on the look on his face, it was a really good
It
question.
was a
Yeah,
great
no comment. I don't recall. No.
We won. That's all that matters.
No, but let me start by saying this. It's very difficult to officiate indoor soccer game.
Of course,
It's
yeah.
very difficult. I mean, the plays are so quick. The referees had to deal with all the players like complaining, the coaches complaining, the
course.
fans, and it's so fast. So I feel for the referee because it is extremely difficult job. It is.
Yeah.
I think they missed a couple calls at the beginning. I think Brandon scored. It could be at 2 minutes, twice. One time got pulled, the other time got kicked. Stepping on Morgan, I think could be also another 2 minutes. The handball by Pardo, it was hard to see because you couldn't see from there. I mean, if you look from the behind, he's outside the box, but you cannot see if he touched it with his hands.
Of course.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the only one that I think, okay, could have gone the other way. And other than that, I think it was fairly, I mean, he didn't call 2 minutes for both teams.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
he didn't benefit any of the both teams in regard to 2 minutes calls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I really don't think it had an influence on the game. Florida was winning, but they were beating us 3-2.
Right.
So they
Again,
were ahead of us. So if the referees has anything like they could have controlled the score, whatever, that's nonsense. That's completely nonsense. I'm in this indoor game for a long time. I never see referees fix a game or be part of favoring a team. They
Yeah.
made mistakes, like we made mistakes, like the player made mistakes. And in regards to that game, I think it was a very difficult game to ref,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think it was pretty given.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if it was a mistake, it was made on both teams.
And my bottom line, Rene, and whether you're an umpire in Major League Baseball, whether you're the head official of an NFL crew, whether you're the lead official of an NBA crew, or here in the MASL, it's be consistent, be fair, and also be above the fray. I think the worst officials are the guys who get caught up in the emotion of the game, the guys who get caught up in their own personality, who get rabbit ears, who hear something and go, well, I got to card that or else my pride's on the line. Even
Yeah.
though none of the fans in the stands heard what was said, none of the people on the broadcast heard what was said, but he heard what was said and their pride's on the line. And so, again, by name, Ryan Sigich, Josh Wilkins, on the floor, did a good job. They heard plenty. I was down there next to you guys. They heard plenty from both
Mhm.
teams.
I think they're very smart not to get involved, too emotional involved. It was a very emotional game. It was one thing they cannot see on TV probably is the intensity of the game, how it's played. And I think the referee did a good job because, like you said, then it took over and started getting card because people were saying or calling names or whatever. They just let the flow of the game continue, and I think they did a good job. I really think they did a good job. I mean, I don't think it had any effect on the outcome.
I think we got him there.
Yeah, we got
him there.
we got it.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the midfield, because the Sockers have to change what they do when Leonardo de Oliveira is not in the lineup. Leo's the pass master. He is the fulcrum of the offense. He's the joint upon which everything swivels. And I thought, first year on this team, back in the finals, Charlie Gonzalez steps in, assists on the first 3 San Diego goals. How important has Charlie Gonzalez been to this team?
Extremely important. I think Charlie gets a lot of our offense going. He runs the power play. He's a set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks. The way he handles the tempo of the game offensively, that's what people recognize him more in the offense, right? But he does such a great job defensively.
Yes, he
I
does.
think he does so good offensively that people don't see what he does defensively. He's a very consistent player on both ends on the field.
Yeah.
He works hard. You never see him get a yellow card or a red card or a foul for dissent or for being angry, because he's very focused. He gets kicked a lot, but you barely see him reacting. He's a very smart, intelligent player. I think I would say missing Leo, there's no replacement for Leo. But having Charlie makes Leo less, we miss him less.
Right.
Because we have somebody like Charlie.
Yeah.
And then we got others that step up, for the occasion.
Yeah.
I mean, I can name all the team, and I'm just very. I want to say this, and I never said it before, but it's very impressive the record the Sockers had this year. People forget. People complain about, the referee, whatever. But we have won 22 games.
23 in the regular season.
In the last year.
Yeah.
We've been very consistent.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's no luck. That's because we're doing something right. And the players are the number one that get all the credit, because their commitment to this team, their commitment to represent this team at obviously the highest of the standards possible on the field, proves that. I mean, it doesn't matter if Leo's missing or if Charles is not here. We have proven that we can compete without our best players on the field. If you look at the lineup from the first game, when we played Baltimore, when we played Chihuahua, the first 2 games, you will see that key components, they were not there.
Correct.
Right? So it's a team effort. It's a team sport. And I think everyone understands the role. And just playing with the soccer shirt, obviously makes do that extra on the field and leave it all.
Yeah, like the crest weighs heavy on all of them.
It's
And
very
they
heavy.
get it. They understand the history that comes along with putting that on their chest, And I think that's awesome. This whole season that we've had the experience of being able to talk to the players, all of their mentality is that we understand what comes, like the commitment that comes with this. Like we are expected to win. Like that's just an expectation. And you kind of maybe mentioned it, but I kind of want to know this year specifically, because we've been talking about it, Craig. This whole year we've been talking about this. What makes this specific team right now so special to you?
Well, we're talking with Chicas and Phil all the time. It's the locker room, the camaraderie on the outside the field.
Yeah.
The way they get along with each other. It's so difficult to find elite athletes, competitors, all right?
Yeah.
Elite competitors to get along, because obviously the ego part of that athlete sometimes takes over, especially when things don't go well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And their ability to understand the role and understand that we all win as a collective group, I think has been key. If you come to a locker room, he's been there. I mean, you see that they get along. We got music going on. There's so much respect for each other, and they feel so comfortable with each other that when we step on the field, we are one.
Yeah.
So we are one. We are a team.
God, I love that so much.
I know.
If you look at the times that they score against us, you never see getting distressed or falling apart. We always stay composed.
Yeah.
It says, okay, let's get it back.
that's the one thing that I've had a couple of people tell me, Rene, was I noticed when another team gets scored on, the goalkeeper. Oh, hey, cheers!
3 points. Yes.
Hey. But actually, I've had
And 3 punk ales.
I've had a couple of people tell me this, and that is that when you see another team get scored on, the goalkeeper or somebody in the defense gets upset and yells at somebody. When we get scored on, there's none of that. It immediately goes to let's pick it up. It's fine. Let's just keep going. Right? There's never that like, you messed up or like screaming back at another teammate. It's hey, there's a support there. Hey, that's okay. You messed up. Let's just fix it. Next, let's not let this happen again.
So that's kind of maturity of the team, I think.
Yeah.
And when something needs to get addressed, it's closed doors. So we try to do our best to keep that, solving the issues in between the locker room.
Of course, yeah.
And keep it there, right? So
not do it out in front of
very,
everybody.
Right. It's very difficult because when you do that, start pointing fingers in public, and then it might get out of control. And
That's
sometimes it's hard to control, and we understand that.
Yeah.
We are a very emotional team. I mean,
Yeah.
we all want to win, and we all want to do well, and so keep that emotions under control is a challenge for the coaching staff.
Yeah, of course.
But I think the players understand that we're all there for the right reason. We all want to win, and we have to be able to accept criticism and be able to listen to others and accept when somebody makes a mistake. Just raise your hand. Hey, it was my bad. And okay, let's go on. Let's move forward.
Take ownership and move on.
Exactly, take ownership, and that takes a lot of maturity, right? To take ownership of your mistakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we're coaches. We're the first one to say when sees attacker Chihuahua, hey, coaches, we messed up. Let's fix it.
Right.
And like we're adults, we're men. We're not gonna blame anybody. It's just okay. How are we gonna fix it? And then we did. And then
God, I love this mentality.
Well, the example of this is that, as I have my official scorebook here, at 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, it's 3-2 Florida. And at 6:19 of the fourth quarter, 6:19. How perfect is that?
Hey, what is
At 6:19 of the fourth quarter,
there you go.
it's 4-3 San Diego. It takes 1:19. Falling behind on the road in the finals in the fourth quarter in front of a hostile crowd. That's how you lose, right? That's the story of losing. Is you fall behind and everyone goes crazy. We're back ahead in 1:19.
So 2 key moments of that game in that quarter. If you look at the camera after they scored the 4-3 goal, if you look at us, you see Cerda going, hey, it's okay. Let's get it back. You don't see no distress on the bench. No, like the thing that we talked about, right?
Yeah.
Coaches were quiet. We didn't start blaming. We don't get out of control. Well, how are we going to fix it? And we knew that every time somebody punched us, we're going to punch back. And that's exactly what we did. That's how we respond.
Love that.
Respond with a goal.
Yeah.
And then we're just about time to get the second one. And then the rest is history, right? So the ability to overcome adversity and go against the ropes, that's maturity from the players and the club itself. Like we've been here before. I don't get scared, right? We had a tie game with 6 attacker. We tie a game in Chihuahua, shorthanded.
Yeah.
With what, 8 seconds to go?
12, yeah, but yeah.
12 seconds to go.
Yeah.
So we have the confidence that it might not happen, but it might happen. So
You're gonna keep trying. You're not gonna stop trying.
You're not gonna be our own worst enemy and go, oh my God, we found out, what's going on?
Gosh, I
Try
love this.
Try to be that positive.
Yes.
And so far, I think luck has been on our side. But I think the luck,
it's working out so far, Coach.
yeah, but you have to work the luck. The luck is not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
You have to work it.
Well, you have to make it.
Well, let's go even a layer deeper here because Reggett scores. It's 3-2. The lights go out. Everyone's going crazy.
I hate that, by the way.
And then
when the lights go out,
Phil Salvaggio, the head coach of the Sockers, kind of ceremonially walks out to midfield to drop the challenge flag
with a smile.
And with a smile as the fans are jeering him, right?
Mic drop.
It was beautiful. And he told us in the car after the match, he did that knowing it wasn't going to be reversed. But simply to use that flag as essentially a bonus timeout.
Correct.
What an interesting move right there because who knows when a challenge is going to be important, but to use that emotionally instead of tactically.
So we probably knew that we were going to end up needing those 2 extra timeouts at the toward the end of the quarter. So we used that to use that as a timeout. By the time to review it, we break the rhythm a little bit, we regroup, we talk, and we go back to battle. And that's exactly what happened.
Dude,
Interesting.
That's awesome. This is why our coaching staff deserves the. Is there a coaching staff of the year? Because I think they deserve.
There should be. There's coach of the year. They're going to give it to whatever mediocre coach improved his bad team to mediocre.
Oh, stop.
That's how it always goes. Hey, shout out to you, whoever wins, but it should have been Phil. All right. Now, let's wrap things up. From a coaching standpoint, you know this. Like, we had a whole bunch of meetings today. We had league meetings, we had staff meetings, and every time we went through stuff talking about Sunday, I said, okay, let's go through the scenario where Florida wins. Because the series is not over, Rene. A professional team is coming to your house intending to beat you twice and take the cup and steal your milk, drink your milkshake, steal your laundry, take your girlfriend and leave. That's the intent on Sunday. No one should expect the Florida Tropics to come to town with roses for the San Diego Sockers or little, regalitos to hand us. That's not going to happen. So what are the adjustments? What's the mindset? What do you do to put the team in that competitive mode to take care of business on grand final day?
Well, I think Coach Phil addressed it this morning. It's just stay focused. Stay focused. No distractions.
Yeah.
I remember a quote by Michael Jordan said that every time he took a shot, he never thought about the consequences after the shot. He just focused on making sure the shot goes in. Then what happened afterwards, and then, it's out of control. There was a winning, a three-pointer, whatever. He just focused on that shot. That was his main objective, make sure that the ball goes in the basket. And I think that's exactly what you could do as a team on Sunday. We don't worry about anything that will happen after the game. We need to worry about winning the game 1 quarter at a time, stay focused, and do what we do best. And I think that's the mindset. We know that we only won, it's one step. We haven't won the championship yet. And we're not going to talk about anything else but winning the game and do what we do best, which is obviously compete and hire our abilities.
See, we can talk about winning. They don't have, their mentality is going to be on, we got to get the job done. Well, we're like, we got this. But they're like, no, we have one more to win.
That is correct.
Yeah.
There's one more to go.
Knock on wood, one more.
You can't.
One more.
You can't celebrate until the game's over, and
why? I want to celebrate now.
Listen,
I'll
in
celebrate
the
the one win,
semifinals, the team that was ahead 1-0 lost both series.
That's true.
Okay. The team that was ahead 1-0 lost both series. Now,
okay, fine.
Completely different situation. The home team having won,
yeah.
The lower seed having won the game one. The Sockers have won the game one. They've taken the air out of Florida's sails. Florida has to get on a flight to San Diego knowing that they have to win twice, that they have to put their all into game two just to get to that game three. It's a much different situation than like, oh, maybe we'll take the game two a little easy and we'll put all our chips on game three. You know, like they can't do that.
I hope that it snows and rains in San Diego and they have to stay in the tarmac for like 3-4 hours and that they have to ask for like beer service. And it's not going to happen because we're beautiful here in San Diego.
This is your captain speaking. The weather is exceedingly nice here in San Diego, so everyone is at the beach, so we cannot actually bring your plane to the gate right now.
Enjoy Florida tropics.
You're going to have to wait for 2 to 3 hours in order to get to the gate, but thank you very much. We'll give you a little update here. We hope you enjoy the and thank you so much for your patience. Thank you. Now, bye-bye.
Can we just like hold them in the in the airport for a couple hours just for fun? Just be like, sorry, you guys can't leave for a couple hours.
I already told the story about the locker room. Paul was saying to the officials as we switched, he's like, you're coming to our place, right?
Lucky you.
Like, I'm so sorry.
Florida?
The Gulls and the Seals and Disney on Ice have stepped in, and you have to dress in the the backup equipment room.
Yeah, you're gonna be in section 25. That's where you're gonna dress. It's out in the open, so you might want to bring some blankets to cover yourselves. Florida tropics.
We're not going to do that.
No, I'm just
Rene,
kidding.
our local man. You won the championship with SD Soccers too, man. You've seen it.
Yeah, it was,
That's right. We haven't talked to him since then. Congratulations, coach.
Thank you. Yeah, I think obviously Alex Warner, who's in charge of helping me with the D2, did a great job recruiting the players and putting a good team together. As a coach, it's not an issue to coach good players. So we did our best to recruit the best possible players on both sides of the border. This is a back-to-back championship for D2. We're very proud of that, but we're very more proud that we are developing players. We're developing players for the D1.
Yes.
This year, Alan,
Sean
Callahan.
Yeah.
Those three guys that came from they participated in D2, and now they're key part of D1, right? So yeah, trying to actually develop players and winning is a very difficult combination. But so far, I think we're very happy with the product and the job that both Alex and the players have done. And yes, we beat Cleveland Crush. That a lot of people didn't think we were going to beat them.
Their fans didn't think we could beat them. That's
everyone
fair.
I don't think
Cleveland-
fans thought that the Crunch would beat Soccers won.
Yeah, they were saying Cleveland obviously is a very veteran, and obviously a lot of people think that they should play D1. So we knew it was going to be not easy, but the guys came out with a good game plan, and they did phenomenally well, and we surprised everybody. So
Yeah.
we're very proud of what we've done in D2. And obviously the coaching staff, Chevo, Victor, Carlos, Ray, all the players that help out this year. I think they did a phenomenal job, and I mean, I'm just very, very blessed to be in an organization that help you, support you, what you do, and
Yeah.
This man right here, Rene Ortiz.
What a legend.
One of the great coaches in this league. My plane buddy.
You've been a part of
Seatmates.
You've been a part of this organization for a long time, sir. Let me tell you.
Well, I started in D2. I started as with Paul Wright and research.
With Paul, there you go.
So
Two
I know
legends.
the importance of the research team because I'm a product of the research team
Yeah.
with Paul Wright in '87. So yeah. So,
I mean, I don't think I would rather have anybody else but somebody that understands the importance of this organization. And again, what that crest means.
Yes.
When I said that immediately, he went, yes, they all get that because he gets that. And the entire coaching staff gets that, which is why I think this team is so special. Is there is an expectation that's built into the crest. By the way, that keeps changing. Can you stop that? Because we keep adding stars. Actually, no, don't stop. I'm sorry. Take that back. I'll take it back.
Shut
take
up.
it back.
What did you say?
I'm sorry.
Shut
I'm
your
not-
mouth.
I'm sorry.
sometimes like
I'm
Phil,
sorry.
like we talk to
Unbelievable.
Phil and Chiquis, like you win games or you win every game, and people say, "Hey, good job." I'm like, dude, that's it.
Yeah.
We work a butt off to win that game or to win a couple games.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Good job.
Yeah, that's all you
It's
get.
expected, right?
That's
I'm
all
like,
you get.
Okay, I guess that's
Yeah.
the culture.
That's the
right?
culture.
You gotta
Because
keep it
I've been
going.
in other teams where you win a game. Oh my God, they throw a party. Oh my God, phenomenal game. You're the best, But here, like, hey, good job. Let's get ready for the next one.
That's it.
So,
Love it.
Championship or bust.
We have no
go.
problem.
Love it.
That's why we
Thank
don't.
you.
We
Yeah.
only want to work here. Renee, thank you so much, man. Thanks for
Thank you
coming
for
by.
having me.
sir.
Thank you. Nice, thank you.
Enjoy some beers on us.
Please,
Just tell,
yeah.
Thank
The,
you.
the
Tell 'em we have
tab's
a tab
open.
open.
The tab's open. Tell them you're on the soccer
tell
tab.
when you
You're
went
good.
to soccer. You're
Thank
fine.
you.
We'll take care of you.
All right.
Thanks, Phil.
There he is. Yeah, thank you, Phil. Always. always thank you, Phil. Thank you, Renee. Here, one last cheers. Right there it is.
Oh, I don't have any more
Cheers. All right. Well, I still have
Cheers,
some.
Rene. God, he's so awesome. I love that man. Dude, he is just so knowledgeable. He's been here for so long. It just every time he opens his mouth, I learn something new.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what I love about this team. Like, there's so much history. And God, this team is special. This team is special.
It's built different.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Alan Underwood in the chat. Alan has been here for almost every Soccer's Overtime live on Twitch.
Yes,
He's
sir.
one of the great San Diego soccer fans, soccer reporters. And Alan reached out to me, Jerry, on social media direct message today,
Okay.
asking if he had permission to attend Sunday's grand final
No.
because he had not been at any of the other matches. And Tony and Chiva on Two Balls said, you got to ask, El Jefe for permission
So you.
to come to the game. Yeah, me.
You're
Of
Jefe?
course me.
Okay.
Yeah, of course
All right.
me. I mean,
Nice.
that goes without saying. Me. So
Whatever.
I said, of course, come. I
Nice.
want everyone to come to the game, including you, Alan. So,
Nice.
and I truly do not believe that Alan's attendance and our fate are somehow intertwined. Doesn't seem like it.
No,
I mean, if
I
so,
think they are.
I'm locking you in a box and I'm shipping you to Cleveland. But that's not going to happen because I already gave you permission. So, welcome, Alan.
Awesome.
Welcome, please. I'm so excited to have you and to have everybody
Bunch of people watching us right now.
at the grand final on Sunday. I use the
Oh,
term
at the
grand
grand
final. Is that okay?
I feel like that's fine.
I mean, I know it's kind of European, it's kind of Mexican, Australian, whatever. You know,
No, but I mean,
it's
this is
international.
a day when everything gets decided. So absolutely, and
it's
we're
grand
coming
final day.
with an advantage. By
Yeah.
the way,
Correct.
I'm just,
You got to beat us twice.
You got to beat us
at
twice.
home. No one's done it. You got to try and do it twice.
Yeah.
But that's the setup. We've got some great fans who have shown up here, by the way. Want to say shout out to the man, El Jefe de los Brujos de 78.
Adrian is here.
Papi Chavo, Adrian is here.
Let's go.
Eddie Bear is here. Marlisha
Eddie Bear's
is
here.
here.
Easy Money's here.
Easy Money is here. Come on.
My BFF Thomas is here. That's the Tom to my Jerry, by the
Oh,
way. Right
there it is. There's Thomas is here. So
Yep.
we've had some great fans come out. They're enjoying the beers at 3 Punk Ales. You can go to 3punkales.com. That's the number 3 Punk Ales, ALES.com. Check out everything. Order a delivery. They still deliver, right? I think they do.
Don't throw them under the bus. They might
Steve-O,
not.
you might deliver. Just throw it in the back of the truck,
I don't think he's watching it right now.
No, I don't think
He
so.
has
either.
businesses he has to run, sir.
He's a very, very busy man. Let's get to MASL and soccer's news. Let's wrap up the show.
Yeah, let's do
Let's get to the setup. Let's set it all up, okay? Sunday night. Legends will be in the house. Sunday night is going to be a celebration of the sport of indoor soccer at Pechanga Arena.
Yes, sir.
The calls are out to the legends. The legends will be there. And I will tell you right now, I don't want to tease everything, but I will give you a tease. The league MVP, finals MVP award
Mm-hmm.
will be awarded by one of the greatest players of all time. The greatest showman in indoor soccer history.
Who could that be?
Double deuce, triple E. The one and only Julie V.
Let's go.
Will be handing out the MVP award
Nice.
on grand final day. The Ron Newman Cup will be in the
Okay.
house. Finals MVP will be in the house. Commissioner Keith Tozer will be in the house. They're really trying to step up the level of the post-match ceremony, of the post-championship ceremony. They're trying to get it up to that kind of Champions League level of finalists and medals and, second trophy, first trophy, the whole thing.
Like it.
So
Okay.
get ready for that. Los Brujos are going to be. Hey, Adrian,
Come here.
Un momento, por favor. Un momento, por favor. I'd like to call you out of the crowd. Please have a seat right here.
Come here. Sit down.
Papi Chavo himself. Our man Adrian right there. That's our camera right there.
Well, we're right there. You can see it. That's where you are at.
All right.
What's up, man?
What's up? How are you
Welcome
guys
in,
doing?
dude.
Good to see you, my friend.
Awesome to see you guys as well. Made
The
it
very
down here
next
in the
thing on
traffic.
our list is Brujos Tailgate.
You want to
2
tell everybody
4
what time
p.m.
to meet up with you guys?
Brujos Tailgate. We do it from 2 to 4, 4-ish.
Might go a little bit later.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm definitely out there at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, north side of the parking lot. We try to get by kind of the fence over there, across from the Modern Times warehouse. So that's usually where we're at. It's always BYOB, bring your food, bring whatever, whatever you're going to need, but we're all there. Last time it kind of turned into 3 tailgates and 1 big tailgate. So
That's good, though. We love that.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of growth from from when we first started coming out here and trying it to last week's playoff game, I was like, oh man, there's a lot of people out here now.
That's awesome.
What's the level of excitement, Adrian? I mean, I'm so and Jerry and I are so thankful to you for taking the reins, for becoming the jefe of Los Brujos, and for starting supporter culture back up for the San Diego Sockers. What's this journey been like for you, and what are you anticipating for Sunday?
The journey's been a trip for sure, because me, like a lot of people, I think, we started taking the Sockers for granted. I kind of lost touch with what was going on with the Sockers for a long time. We just knew they won all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was the bit. But when I started coming around, it's like, man, this game is different, and it's, and it's fast paced and it's fun, and and it's just, it had a really nice traditional San Diego feel to it. And it's been amazing, because if you're a San Diegan, you're not used to riding, with a team to a championship. You know what I mean? I've never done this in my life, so it's been pretty amazing. It's been a whirlwind, and I'm happy that we've set, I think, a strong foundation for the future.
Yeah.
For next season and for going into North County, and everything else that comes in the future. We'll see where it all goes, but I think we've like I said, we've got a good foundation. We're at a good starting point for sure. And
we want to
championship don't
connect.
hurt.
We want to connect the South Bay to the North County.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we want to stitch this county together, and it's not a matter of like, oh, the Sockers, we're here now, but we're gone tomorrow, or we're up there, and now we're going to be a different team and a different culture. The culture we're trying to instill, grow, and allow to flourish right now is what we want to be the culture.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is building something for all of San Diego now. You know what I mean? Maybe at one point in time when we first started playing here in Point Loma, it felt like more central and something, more centrally located San Diego. But now everything's expanded, and it's a great way to connect the top of the county to the bottom of the county. It's a great way to tap into, North County in general. There's not when has there ever been a team up there?
Right.
Like there's
Right.
never been anything up there for that crowd. So now you're going up there, and you've already established something down here to follow you up there, or at least I think I feel like that's what we're doing.
I absolutely agree with you, man. I think that you guys are tapping into something that's pretty special. Just the vibe in the arena, you can feel it. You see other people talking about it, where they're like, dude, this is so different. Like, this is special. There's something going on here. It's not just the team that's playing on the field, right? Where like, we can talk about it all day, but the supporters in the stands are what makes the difference. It's a huge difference. And sorry, shout out Valdovinos here. I love you, but I think we make a big difference when playing Chihuahua and playing people that, just cannot get their head around the fact that they're gonna get yelled at. They're gonna hear it from our supporters, and they're coming into our territory. They're coming into our home, and guess what? Florida's coming into our home, sir.
Yep, they're coming again.
They're gonna have to deal with you guys.
Yes, we will be ready. Last time I remember, they didn't have the best time. Most goalkeepers don't seem to enjoy it over on the deep end very much. So, we like making sure that when Boris is over on our side, that he feels the love and support. And, when the opposing goalkeepers are on the other side, they get an earful. They
I love it.
I think watching a lot of MASL this year, there's, not a lot of teams who have a strong home presence like that. Like, where you go in and you're like, it's going to be a hard win here, not just because of how good the team is, but because the fans aren't going to cut us any slack either. There's a lot of arenas where it seems like you'll hear it's very quiet, or you'll hear the speakers kind of trying to amp people up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have, arena soccer is different, because you have like the speakers and you have the organ players, so you can kind of take your cues from them a little bit more, and you're definitely watching the game more, because a lot of what you're doing in the stands is more based on what's happening on the field in the moment, So it's a different experience that way for sure. But I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. I got caught up. I got caught up thinking about it. I was like,
love that.
No, this
It's
is
true.
it though, man, because you're connecting like what we've done as outdoor supporters to this is different, right?
Yeah.
It's a little different. It's the same, but it's a little different.
I got mad at myself because, like I said, I took this off for granted, and when I came and I saw the beginning of the season with the Sockers this year, I was like, this deserves more. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is San Diego. This is, without trying to, let's get a marketing team and let's get, what does everybody want the logo to be? And this one's just always been there. You know what I mean? It's Craig and Boris coming down to Chicano Park. It's, it's all of that, it can't be fake. The Sockers have been here since day one. And,
Let's
it's
go!
OG.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm ready to.
I'm pumped up.
Can I run through this
so
wall right
ready.
now?
I'm so ready for
I
Sunday.
want to go through this wall.
I want
Adrian.
number 16 right
That's
here.
it.
Sir. Well,
Yeah.
this is,
Well,
this
no,
is 14.
Yeah.
Sorry.
OT Sports. All right,
16 on that.
rip
16
OT
on that one.
Sports.
I know, right?
Yes.
Let's go.
Adrian, can't wait to see you on Sunday.
I know, I
Hey,
can't wait for
last thing. All right, because sometimes people see a supporters section, people hear about a tailgate, and they go, that's for them, it's not for me. I can't be included. If I walk up, they're going to be like, who are you, fool? So tell a little people
What's up,
about
fool?
like when you want to join Section 19, when you want to come in and dip your toe in the Brujos, if you want to drop by the tailgate on Sunday, tell them what they would expect.
All you gotta do is come by, say what's up, do the head nod, and I'll know. That's all it really is now. But seriously, it's open for everybody. Like I said, whoever, whatever, bring your own whatever. We're not necessarily doing like we bought all this and we did all this, so it's for us only. It's very much communal. Bring
Love
what you
that.
want to bring. We got what we want to bring. Let's turn 4 tailgates into one big thing. If you feel like you want to jump over in Section 19 and start some ruckus, oh man,
Hey, music.
if you feel like you want,
on cue.
Let's go.
if you try to come over to Section 19 and start some ruckus and do the chants, this year we tried to keep the chants relatively easy, so whoever wants to come in can jump in and jump on it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's it. Jump. Again, no pun intended. Don't be scared to jump in the deep end. You know what I mean? We're there. We're family.
Love it.
Thank you, brother.
We don't die. We multiply.
That's it.
Brujos, baby.
Let's go,
Love
Adrian,
it,
my
bro.
man. Thank
All
you
right,
so
y'all.
much.
Love you guys. See you guys Sunday.
Go Sockers.
Go Sockers, baby.
Hang
Let's
out. I want to
go.
cheers you in a sec.
Cheers,
I'm
cheers.
done. I don't have any beer.
Well,
I'm gonna
I
cheers
got
you
it
in a
for
sec.
I got
I'm
it.
gonna cheers you in a sec.
Just drop that there.
You're good.
We're good.
Yeah, you're
right
good.
there's perfect.
Man,
That's our man, Adrian.
love that, man.
Hey, now this is the ultimate podcast because we've given you our perspective. We've given you the highlights. We've given you the coach's perspective. And now we've given you the perspective of the man who is out there on those streets doing the job to bring supporter culture to the San Diego Sockers. Oh, my God. La Flama Blanca is what he wants. Make sure it's on the Sockers cap because we've got one. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's wrap things up.
God,
okay?
I love these people.
Let's wrap things up.
A beer was just ordered for me without me even having to open my mouth.
Gates open at 4 o'clock for the 5:05 kickoff. All right.
Yes.
MASL Soccer, MASL_soccer is where you will find the grand final broadcast. Is it going to be on the main page on Twitch? Oh, you bet. It's going to be on that main page on Twitch.
Better be.
It gonna be.
It gonna be there.
And from what I understand, will be the only game in town on Sunday as well.
There you have it.
In terms of being, one place where you can come to watch the broadcast. So that's the setup. When the game is over, if you're coming to the arena, just a quick reminder, when the main game is over, you want to stay in your seats because one of two things is going to happen. Either the Sockers are about to receive a trophy and you want to hang out to see that.
You do?
Or there's going to be a knockout game to be played. And you're going to want to see that because that's where it would be decided. That's if Florida wins game 2, the 5:05 game.
I'm not sure my heart can take that, but it might happen.
It could happen.
Be there to watch me catch on fire if that happens.
I'm sure he's in the chat. He's been watching most of the games. Our great PA announcer, Callan.
Yes.
Look, you need to take a break at some point. If you've been sitting in a seat for a long time, You might, nature might call, something might call. You
Yes.
might need to. And so Callan like wrapped up game 2 and he was off camera, so to speak. Or as the kids say, AFK, away from keyboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching fans leaving the arena between game 2 and game 3 against Chihuahua. And I'm like texting him in all caps with exclamation points like, get on the mic, tell him not to leave. I'm texting Shane Brown, our director of corporate partnerships, going, block the north entrance. Don't leave. Don't let him out.
This is a Marvel movie you're
Barricade.
watching. You want to watch the extra stuff.
Right. Wait through the
There's some
credits.
special stuff happening right now.
There's a funny scene coming.
Like a game.
So I just wanted to say it here. Make sure to stay in your seats.
Don't
It's
leave.
going to be a celebration or it's going to be a mini game. Not
Don't
too
leave.
much left. League Awards finalists, I thought were supposed to be announced by now. They have not been announced. Whatever.
Yep.
We'll figure that out. They're probably saving it for
They're
next
coming.
week's podcast or the week
Are
after.
we going to have a podcast next Tuesday?
Definitely.
Oh, gosh.
One way or the other.
Okay.
We're going to have a podcast.
I may still be hungover.
I hope so.
I hope so as well,
I
sir.
hope so.
I hope so.
But we will have it. We'll be back on our regular Soccer's time Tuesday at 5 p.m. For episode 27 of season 4 of Soccer's Overtime.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to change it up on. Can we do Wednesday?
Really?
Because Tuesday is the 10th. And that's Mexican Mother's Day. And I'm giving my Mother's Day to the soccer, sir.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what? We respect moms around here.
All right, did you hear that? 1 week from today.
Wednesday,
Wednesday, 5 p.m.
1 week from today,
will
we'll
be
there.
Soccer's Overtime, the finals recap edition. And we hope and expect the finals celebration
Yes.
edition.
Yes.
All respect to the Florida Tropics. Before we get out, let's give them respect and let's talk about them seriously and tactically. What do the Sockers need to do to secure game 2 and to finish this thing off? It's not a walkover. The Tropics are a great team. They were the second best team in this league all year long. They've won on the road. They've got a great road record. What do we need to do to finish this off?
They have to keep their heads on and not lose their minds. If something goes against us, we have to keep going. We cannot let a mistake from either an official or one of our own players mess with our mentality. We have to keep going the way they have.
Yeah.
They keep that mentality going because I feel like this is going to be a head game where they might try to mess with us. The refs, the people that are going to be reffing this game may have a different approach to it, and we cannot let any of that affect us. We have to keep our heads on straight, have our game plan, and just execute. I think that we've executed perfectly. It's literally just keeping our head on and not losing our minds when something that we don't agree with happens.
Well, I completely agree with that. And the match 2 officials will be Shane Butler and Mark Kadlicek on the floor. And if you just went, I'm not talking about emotions or scouting or my opinion. If you just look statistically, the number of blue and yellow cards that Shane Butler and Mark Kadlicek will throw in general compared to Sigic and Wilkins, it's more. And especially on the yellow side. So I think the Sockers and the Tropics need to keep their heads and need to know where that line is between protest and dissent and make sure that they stay on the protest line and not cross over to the dissent line, because otherwise it could be yellow cards thrown fast and furious. Remember, Shane Butler was the on-field official when we saw 20 cards in one game at Pechanga Arena, 10 in the fourth quarter.
We cannot let that happen. Let that happen. Yeah. It's going to be very important. Again, we keep our heads on and we just execute our game plan. But we cannot get cards this game. Yeah. We have to minimize that.
Avoid self-inflicted wounds.
Yes.
Right? Avoid top of the arc. Avoid dumb yellows. Avoid reckless blues. If you need to take a tactical blue, you take a tactical blue.
Yes.
And defend. And the Sockers have defended better than any team in the MASL all year long. They've defended better than Florida's defended generally all year long. Keep it up. Find your marks. You've got the best team. You've got the best defense. Hang in there. Take care of business, and everything will take care of itself. That's my opinion. I think the Sockers need to take care of the Sockers first and foremost. And once they do that, there's that refill. Everything is set.
Thank you, EC.
All right, guys, that's going to bring a wrap to this week's episode of Soccer's Overtime and our live broadcast from 3rd Street and from 3 Punk Ales. We want to say a special thank you to Steve-O and the rest of the great folks here at 3 Punk, our gracious hosts. Every time we tell them, hey, we want to come down, they say, whatever you need, it's yours. The taps are open. Our room is open. Everything's open. So thank you so much, 3 Punks. 3rd season as sponsor of Soccer's Overtime.
Craig, they not only are they awesome people, but they have fantastic beer, sir. Their beer is amazing. So come and try it out if you are in San Diego. Hey, put some South in your mouth.
Put some South in your mouth.
Sir, one more.
One more. We're 1 win away. And we want to see all of you at Pechanga Arena San Diego on Sunday. SDSoccers.com/tickets, 866-799-GOAL. Hey, go to the Pechanga Arena box office day of the match if you need to, but we're all going to be there, and we want to see you there too. For our great fans who turned out to the 3 Punks tasting room, for our special guests, Rene Ortiz and Adrian, El Papi Chavo de los Brujos de 78.
Love that guy.
For
And
Jerry
Rene.
Jimenez, I'm Craig Elston. Thanks to all of you, our great Sockers fans. We will see you on Sunday at the arena. Have a great rest of your week. And go Sockers!